Have you ever stopped to think about what really happens inside your body every time you eat? Not just chewing, not just swallowing, but everything that happens afterward. Because the moment you see, smell, or even think about food, an extraordinary chain of events begins. Your brain starts preparing organs that are meters away. Hormones begin to circulate. Digestive juices start flowing. Muscles contract in coordinated patterns. Trillions of microorganisms become involved, and an entire communication network springs into action. A network so complex that some scientists refer to part of it as a second brain. Most people think digestion is simply about breaking down food, but digestion is far more than that. Your digestive system influences immunity. It communicates with the brain, it helps regulate metabolism, it affects mood and behavior, and it plays a central role in maintaining the balance of the entire body. Today, we are going to explore one of the most remarkable systems in human biology, the digestive system. And by the end, you may never look at a meal the same way again. The story begins before food even enters your mouth. Scientists call this the cephalic phase of digestion. The word cephalic comes from the Greek word for head. This phase begins inside the brain. When you see food, smell food, or anticipate a meal, sensory information activates regions of the brain that prepare the digestive system for what is about to happen. The brain sends signals through the autonomic nervous system. One of the most important pathways involves the vagus nerve. This remarkable nerve connects the brain to many organs throughout the body, including much of the digestive tract. In response, salivary glands begin producing saliva. The stomach increases secretion of digestive juices. The pancreas prepares digestive enzymes. Even before the first bite, your body is already getting ready. Then comes the mouth. Digestion begins mechanically through chewing. The teeth break food into smaller pieces, increasing its surface area. At the same time, saliva starts chemical digestion. Saliva contains enzymes such as amylase, which begins breaking down certain carbohydrates. The tongue continuously moves food, mixing it with saliva and forming a soft mass called a bolus. When swallowing occurs, an intricate sequence of muscular movements pushes the bolus into the esophagus. The esophagus is not simply a passive tube. Its muscular walls generate coordinated waves of contraction called peristalsis. These waves move food downward toward the stomach. Even if you were upside down, peristalsis could still transport food in the correct direction. Once food reaches the stomach, another stage begins. The stomach is far more than a storage pouch. Its muscular walls churn and mix food with highly acidic gastric secretions. Hydrochloric acid creates an environment with a remarkably low pH. This acidic environment helps destroy potentially harmful microorganisms and activates digestive enzymes. One of the most important is pepsin, which begins the digestion of proteins. The stomach gradually transforms food into a semi-liquid mixture known as chyme. But digestion requires more than acid alone. Several hormones participate in regulating the process. Cells in the stomach and intestines continuously release chemical messengers that help coordinate digestive activity. These signals determine when digestive juices should be released, how quickly food should move, and when feelings of hunger or fullness should arise. Eventually, chyme leaves the stomach and enters the small intestine. This is where most digestion and nutrient absorption occur. Despite its name, the small intestine is enormous. If stretched out, it would measure several meters in length. Its inner surface contains folds, finger-like projections called villi, and microscopic structures called microvilli. Together, these features create an enormous absorptive surface area. Nutrients that were once part of a meal now begin crossing into the bloodstream. But the small intestine does not work alone. The pancreas plays a crucial role. It releases powerful digestive enzymes that break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates into smaller molecules. At the same time, it secretes bicarbonate, which helps neutralize stomach acid entering the intestine. The liver also contributes in a remarkable way. It produces bile, a substance stored in the gallbladder and released into the small intestine. Bile acts like a biological detergent. It helps break large fat droplets into much smaller particles, making fat digestion far more efficient. As nutrients enter the bloodstream, they travel throughout the body. Some become energy, others become components of cells, others are stored for future use. The digestive system is effectively transforming food into the building materials of life itself. Yet one of the most fascinating discoveries of modern science involves something that is not even human. The microbiota. Inside your digestive tract live trillions of microorganisms. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microscopic organisms form complex ecosystems that coexist with us. In fact, microbial cells within the body are roughly comparable in number to human cells. For many years, these organisms were viewed mainly as passive passengers. Today, we know they actively participate in numerous biological functions. They help digest substances that human enzymes cannot process efficiently. They produce vitamins. They influence metabolism. They interact with the immune system. And they help protect against harmful microbes. The relationship between humans and their microbiota is one of the most remarkable examples of biological cooperation in nature. Even more surprising is the relationship between the gut and the brain. Scientists now recognize the existence of what is known as the gut-brain axis. This is a complex communication network linking the digestive system and the nervous system. Signals travel in both directions. The brain influences digestive activity, but the digestive system also sends information back to the brain. Neural pathways, hormones, immune signals, and microbial products all contribute to this ongoing conversation. At the center of much of this communication is the enteric nervous system. This vast network of neurons is embedded within the walls of the digestive tract. It contains hundreds of millions of nerve cells, more than the spinal cord. Because of its complexity and relative independence, it is often referred to as the second brain. The enteric nervous system coordinates many digestive functions without requiring constant instructions from the brain. It regulates movement, controls secretions, monitors local conditions, and helps maintain digestive balance. Although it does not generate thoughts or consciousness, its sophistication is extraordinary. The digestive system also plays a central role in immunity. A large proportion of the body's immune cells are associated with the gastrointestinal tract. This makes sense. The digestive system is one of the body's primary interfaces with the external world. Every day, substances from outside enter through food and drink. The immune system must constantly distinguish between nutrients, harmless microbes, beneficial organisms, and potential threats. This delicate balancing act occurs continuously throughout life. In many ways, digestion is not simply about processing food. It is about maintaining harmony, balancing nutrient absorption, balancing microbial populations, balancing immune responses, balancing communication between organs. Every meal triggers a symphony of biological activity. Signals traveling through nerves, hormones circulating through blood, enzymes breaking molecular bonds, microbes carrying out chemical transformations, cells exchanging information, all working together in remarkable coordination. The next time you sit down to eat, remember that far more is happening than meets the eye. Inside your body, an intricate network of organs, cells, molecules, microbes, and nerves is performing one of the most sophisticated processes in biology. A process that nourishes every tissue, supports every organ, influences the immune system, communicates with the brain, and helps sustain life itself. The digestive system, not merely a pathway for food, but one of the most extraordinary systems ever produced by evolution.